Okay, this is a detail video to show you what the installation process is for a Glide and Go XR long travel. This one particularly is specially built for a John Deere 9500 combine. You might have a unit that is more of a universal installation, so parts of this wouldn't be relevant, but we're going to show you what we've got on this particular one. Okay, so step one in your process is going to be the horizontal supports here. Okay, again, these are specifically made for this application. We're going to mount the horizontal supports, but you're going to mount them nice and loose so that you got some adjustability. Okay, and these go right here. You've got the bolts right here, and we got some nice bolt caps, but you're not going to put those on at this point. Okay, get them nice and loose, space them out as you see. Okay, you'll notice that you got two tabs here. You got one here. Now you've got another one way up here on the top that goes into the top level here. Okay. All right, so once you get that in place, you're going to have this all loose. None of this is going to be on here. None of this is going to be on here, but the track assembly arrives fully assembled. Okay, so you've got the trolley right on the track. You're going to mount this right where the holes tell you to mount it. Okay, these slide right in here. Okay, there's actually some slugs on the inside, but again, they're all pre-done. You've got some studs sticking right out from here. You're gonna need two people to do this. So you're gonna actually line it up so that you've got all all 6 of the studs sticking out at the same time in the right spot. Okay. Once you got that in a reasonable shape, you're actually going to take this track. This isn't going to be mounted on, and put them right in here. We got these countersunk slots and countersunk bolts going in there. Again, keep everything good and loose, all right, until you feel comfortable with it. So once this is on, you're going to actually put the platform on. There are connectors because we got wires that go up in there. Okay, so I'll bring that down where it's a little bit more accessible. So there's quick connects inside here that go to these switches. Everything is directionally coded, so it's easy to figure out what connects to what. All right, put that on, put the bolts through. Now you got everything loose, okay? Once you got everything where you're comfortable with it, you're gonna start to tighten up over here. Get these good and tight, get them straight, okay, where they're lined up nice, all right? Once you got them where you figure you're pretty comfortable, snug them up a little bit, but don't final tighten them, okay? This one right here, you got an up and down adjustment. It's really not critical. It just gives you a little flexibility. So get those nice and snug. Slide the platform in, or make the connection, slide the platform in, get your bolts through there, give it a test run. Okay? When it's properly aligned, this should hit roughly in the middle of the track here. And again, the purpose here is, you can get some wear in the trolley and things like that, but you want to make sure that when it gets to the upper level, everything's lined up properly so that this pin right here is going to slide right into that track and cause the bridge plate to operate normally. Okay, so let's assume that you're a little bit off. Okay, you got plenty of adjustability. You'll notice that everything is slotted here so that you can move it around and get those right in the middle. Okay, so you've also got let's say you're having a problem with the alignment of this pin, and right over here you've got a really neat little it's a bearing carry here that's adjustable for direction and all kinds of stuff. So you just get that adjusted right where you want it. Okay, and again, we'll just kind of run through here and show you the operation, and you can see how under load that's coming right in. And let's say it's a little cockeyed, you can actually adjust it from side to side. So it's got a lot of flexibility there. And you'll notice how this comes right in here. The camera can show you right how that goes in. Nice smooth operation there. So if it's not doing any of those things, well, you know what you need to do. So you do need to drill a couple of holes here in the side. There's going to be one there, one there. You do need to dig this out a little bit here around the the step plate here, because otherwise there wouldn't be enough space to put the bar through. But again, it's minimally invasive. So let's talk about maintenance. Right here, you're going to want to lubricate. Right here, you want to use something like a Teflon lube right here. because obviously this has got to go up. And what that does is it kind of settles down and in so that it won't flop down when you're traveling. Okay. So you just put a little Teflon lube there. The battery, the switches, a little white lithium inside there will keep them from corroding and weather and things like that. Okay, you're going to want to have a little Teflon lube in here. Okay, and here you can use red grease or Teflon lube. You know, that's pretty much your choice. You know, how often do you lube it? You lube it when it gets dry. Okay, coming around the other side here, you do not want to lube the track. Okay, because this is not intended to be lubricated, especially if you're in a dirty environment. All this is going to do is pick up dirt. The bearings are they're lube impregnated. I'll bring that down so you can have a better look at the trolley. And that's a stop right there that'll shut it off automatically. Let's say your combine has a little bit of a different ride height. You might end up having to adjust that a little bit up or down so that it makes it all the way to the ground. And again, there is a seated version of this. It's the exact same thing, except it's got a swiveling seat that goes on it. That's available as well. But you don't need to really lubricate anything in here. If the trolley starts to have excessive slop, which we kind of doubt, but it certainly could happen, then you need to call us and replace the bearings. There are, I think, 8 bearings inside there. And they have a special bushing that goes around them that's made of oil impregnated plastic. So but you know, again, that's for on down the line. Make sure that you hook this when you're traveling, because otherwise, you know, eventually the jarring on all that will cause problems later on. And that's pretty much it. The wiring of the unit is fairly simple. It's got a power pack that goes with it that goes right next to the battery. It's got a shut-off switch and a breaker. Okay, so you're going to be wired to 12 volts. If you have a 24-volt system, you just grab one of the 12-volt batteries and go across it only. It's got a 4-gauge cable coming off of it because it does draw a lot of current to move, you know, everything that fast. So where do you want to locate it? You know, really, that's going to depend on your situation. We located it, you know, inside of the box here near all the gears. There was a nice area right up in this area, but it really depends on your situation. You do want to have the shut-off because it does have a residual current draw. So there is just a shut-off switch. When the unit is not going to be in use for a long period of time, we highly recommend that you shut it off, and that way you don't have a current draw or draw one of your batteries down over time. I think that's, you know, that pretty much covers the installation. Inside of the carriage, there is one other thing. It's a belt-driven system. Of course, we don't have it off right now. But it is a belt-driven system on the drive mechanism. And then, of course, the cable, you know, if you ever start to see fraying of the cable, you'll want to call us and get a replacement on the cable. It is a belt-driven system. It is not an adjustable belt. It typically does not wear out. However, if you do start to get a little wear, but the belt still looks good, you can actually just shim it a little bit. You know, probably a 30-second, you know, real thin, maybe 16th inch shim. That'll be more than enough to take up the slack. And you'll know that by when you got load on it and you start it up and you press the button and it doesn't immediately pull you up. It's sort of, you know, it's almost like a clutch or something like that where it slowly engages. So that's something that you're going to want to, you know, keep an eye out for that. But in our experience, it really is not much of an issue. Thanks for watching our video. Thanks for your interest in our products. We're Access Unlimited. We've been around for many years, 30 years in the adaptive equipment business, and we look forward to servicing this product for you. You can call our tech support department anytime at 1-607-669-4822. Thanks for watching the video.